Good morning. I would like to welcome you all to Lakeville's annual Memorial Day ceremonies. At this time, I would like to introduce John Powderly, who is a Lakeville selectman, who will make some comments. John?
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. So I don't like reading poems, so I usually give more information than I do poem reading. So there was a recent article in the New Bedford Standard Times, and it says, "Remember what Memorial Day is all about." Originally known as Decoration Day. And after World War I, Memorial Day was cemented in America's psychic as a day to honor those who had died in U.S. wars. There are 136 national cemeteries in 40 states, and one of the major ones is in Bourne, Massachusetts. And I had some friends the other day that went to Bourne to honor their parents who had died, and they were ex-veterans. Today, every one of them, as well as the 33 soldier lots and monument sites, will feature striking row upon row of American flags and the graves of our fallen. These are sacred places, and we encourage you to respectfully visit one of them. Walk quietly and read the names of those who spent their last breaths defending this country at Pearl Harbor, Normandy, and countless other places far from home. Do not stare at the ones left behind, sitting on a blanket with flowers and personal items. And I think in the paper the other day, they actually showed a young woman with her children, had a blanket laying by the graveside. Certainly was very moving and certainly a tearjerker for any that saw that. So do not stare, but grieve for them and grieve with them from a distance. Do appreciate the sacrifice those souls gave so that you can end the day back at your cookout, with your family intact, safe because of the price paid by men and women you never knew. Those heroes would love to join you, but they cannot. So at the very least, set an alarm on your smartphones for 3 p.m. today. That's to mark the National Moment of Remembrance Act, a little-known observance in place since 2000 that declares that at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day, Americans take a moment of silence in an act of symbolic unity to honor the men and women of the United States who died in the pursuit of freedom and peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. We have with us today the color guard from the Boy Scouts of America, Troop Number 4. I'd like to thank you for participating. We also have the Lakeville Fire Department color guard with us. I'd like to thank them for participating. At this time, I would like to call upon Fire Chief O'Brien, who is U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant, to do the wreath laying. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This on to the left. Thank you. At this time, we will proceed to Dicker and Darren Square, and we either walk down the sidewalk or use your vehicle to reassemble there. Thank you. Okay, sorry for the time delay, folks. We just have, we do the best we can. I would like to introduce Selectman John Powderly, who will have some more comments.
Thank you, Brian. You never can get a politician to stop talking, so this is the second of three, and I'm only doing two, so you're kind of on the lucky side. So there's a couple of things as far as announcements go. There's a Lakeville Historical Commission, which is creating a walkway for our veterans and families in Lakeville. So as we go over to the old townhouse, you can see where they would put it. It's a $25 per brick donation. So I recommend you sign up for as many as you can. The other thing, back a few years ago, I mentioned to view the unknown soldier, but the changing of the guards. So with the advent of all of these smartphones, so as you put in the 3 o'clock time for a moment of silence this afternoon on Memorial Day to honor those who have died, you also can view on the same phone the changing the guard at the unknown soldier. It's very moving. For any that have seen it in person, it's a tremendous event, and for those that haven't, certainly view it on your phone. So there's a little poem here, The Unknown Soldier. If I stood by the tomb of the unknown soldier, I would say, sleep well today. Deep honor to you we pay. We know not who you are or how you went to meet your death's hour, but we know you did not pale or falter. We know you did not cower. Here in your solitary grandeur, you sleep this Memorial Day. You will not hear the eulogies, the words of praise we say, but the deepest honor a man or woman can have is yours eternally, not for conquest, but for principle. Till your death you cross the sea. Sleep well, O unknown soldier. Nations kneel at your feet. May you slumber be long and sweet. Thank you very much for the honor of coming here today.
Thank you, Selectman Powderly. At this time, I would like to call upon Master Sergeant Martha Gladue of the New Hampshire Air National Guard, who will do the wreath laying. Thank you. The flag that's flying here today is donated by the Gladue Morton family. At this time, what I usually like to do is to request that if anyone wants a call out the name of a veteran or serviceman or woman, would you kindly call out names of people you would like to have remembered, because this is Memorial Day.
Eugene Barber and Raleigh Barber.
Francis Gladden. Different Duran. Super Quaka. Robert Shaw.
Robert Johnson.
Bill Bowman.
Charles Lefebvre.
Daniel Abernathy, Vietnam.
Adrian LaValle.
James Strasburg.
Thomas Alfred Lovejoy. Ted Gordon. Robert F. Black, Sr. and Robert C. Snyder.
David Dow.
John DeRonis.
Okay, thank you. Now, are there any, this being Memorial Day, are there any other people that you'd like to have remembered? Call out their names. Okay, thank you. At this time, we will reconvene across the street. Oh, wait a minute. We normally do the Pledge of Allegiance here. Sorry. Jerry Taylor? Sometimes I need a little reminder. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we'll now convene across the street at the honor roll. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, folks, for being very patient with me. I am a Vietnam veteran. Thank you. I'd like to call upon Norman Orr, who is our state representative, and he will have some comments.
Thank you, Brian. I brought a poem to read today. It's called To Them We Owe. It's by Don Nielsen. Happened today and in the past. Sacrifices made for ours to last. Wives to widows, families torn, gave their lives, for them we mourn. Gone forever, souls are lost. Freedom comes with this cost. Enjoy the life they did preserve. Fate they suffered did not deserve. On this day, lest we forget, to them we owe our life in debt. Thank you for the honor of speaking today. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Representative Orr. Okay, now we do the wreath laying here. And I would like to call upon Chris Polanka, U.S. Air Force retired Lieutenant Colonel, Ken Parkett, U.S. Navy E6 retired, and Master Sergeant Martha Gladue, New Hampshire Air National Guard. All right, we have 3 wreaths. One goes on the front, one goes on the back, and one goes over by the flagpole, okay? I'd like to call upon any veterans who would like to come up and stand in front of the Lakeville Honor Roll so we can take a group picture. Veterans or servicemen. Huh?
Let me hold your paper so you can get the picture. Okay, you go in the picture.
Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian.
Yes, well, I'm a little older, so.
Step on it slow.
Probably want to move. Yeah, otherwise the trees are going to be high.
Get in the middle. Front back. See over somebody's shoulder.
Take more than I do.
You're fussy.
I'm always fuzzy.
Thank you.
Right? We asked the scouts to come up and have their photo.
Sorry?
You can ask the scouts to come up to have their photograph together.
Okay. Can we ask the scouts to stand in front of the honor roll and have their picture taken too? Would you come forward?
Closer together, guys. Get the flag so everyone can watch your face. There you go.
Okay. Thank you. Should mention that Lakeville's Veterans Agent Wilfred Corey is here today with us. Put your hand up kindly. Thank you for your service. What service were you in?
Army.
Army, okay, I should know. Huh?
Army.
Army, yes.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that was Air Force. Okay. I'd like to mention the Lakeville Garden Club has placed the flowers that you see around for this observance. And I think somebody from the town put up the bunting that are on the old town hall, and flowers, not flowers, but flags have been placed on veterans' graves in the cemeteries. I'm not sure who did what, but thank them. Okay, we now go inside the building, and there's a display of veterans' artifacts and food. And so, thank you all for coming, and you're welcome inside.